2 Megapops is an achievement in Balloons Tower Defense 6 where you need to get 2 million or more pops with a single tower throughout an entire game of Chimps. And as you've read the title, we're going to be doing this with the Super Brittle. Obviously we're doing this on Resort because this little square here is the perfect spot for an ice tower and even a tack shooter as well, which is a very prime spot for it. Let's put Geraldo down in his usual spot on this map, hopefully behind this tree where he's able to partially not be able to hit any Merv class balloons. Permafrost and enhanced freeze so that we can freeze balloons faster, and that permafrost effect so that any surviving balloons will get a permanent slowed effect. We're going to need some means of being able to pop white balloons and zebra balloons throughout the game. So our submarine is here to save the day, and because of the fact that we actually need to get through frozen balloons, we're going to put ourselves some heat tip darts on as well. Look out for a 2 Megapops video on End of the Road coming up in the next video following on from this one, and my clue for that one is it's going to be a big one. Some of them are a little bit quick here. Ooh, that red one almost escaped, sorry. Get a strong, please, so you target only the white balloons. It doesn't even matter if we get submersion support down for this round because, well, this can pop camo balloons by default anyways. But just the idea of it down in general, you know what I mean? Oh, these regrow balloons, they're going to be a little bit of an issue because of the fact that they keep regrowing back. Thank you very much. No thanks. Stop it now. And, yep, those regrows are going to be regrowingly annoying towards me. Wasn't there 2 of them in there? Or maybe that's just me. Can we do it just with... No, we can't do it just... A wonderful ice tower here. There's zebras on the field. Who knew that zebras in the wild were immune to the cold? A bit of a snipe there. What would happen if the submarine's darts could not follow this per se? Or more like hone in onto a nearby balloon. I say tower there, I don't know why. We're now down to red balloons and blue balloons. And the round is now gone. Excellent. Lead balloons, no issues. And they all converted to black balloons, which is quite good. It means we don't have to pull this out from its submerged form, although we may need to. Let's do 5 at once, and then the rest of the round should be good. With just the ice tower here. That was a red balloon that just sailed right on by. Ice Tower, what were you doing? Fine, we got through the round a bit more successfully than the previous one. Just a little red balloon just sailed right on by as if there was no business whatsoever. Business as usual. Range increase with the upgrades of the... With the ice shard upgrades, for goodness sakes, where's my speech gone today? We want to get both primary mentoring and the MIB up and running at the very least, just so that we have that full coverage of being able to pop white and zebra balloons without requiring our submarine friend to ever be submerged again to attack them. But until that day comes, it's going to be a struggle. Speaking of the mammal devils, here they come on out with their cold immunity, their explosive immunity, their BS immunity, something immunity. Yellow balloon, do not try and be the bane of my existence. You were not the bane of my existence this time around, but I'm pretty sure in another video you will be the bane of my existence, as you always are, yellow balloons. I'm gonna need some help over here. I love how the balloons explode when ice shards is activated on them. I almost forgot about embodiment, actually. We kind of needed that. Nope. No other balloons nearby, so we're gonna need to rely on the submarine for just a little bit there. Can we rely on just this? I mean, partially. Nah. Okay, let's just decamify these, even though that doesn't really matter. Oh my god, my game was laggy for a little bit there. Do not know why. Please come out of your hidey. Oh, great. I thought I was unsubmerged. There we go. That's round 38 sorted. Those zebras were exploded. You can explode white and zebra balloons with the ice shards, but it requires a non-white or zebra balloon nearby for them to be able to have that kind of effect on them. So thank you very much, game. What is that? That is devastation in its truest form. But we have devastation as well, with a fiery form. They say opposites can attract, and in this case, they do. Got two villagers up here. We're both 022. This one's 022. Sorry, 002, 022. This one wanted an MIB and then hopefully call to arms one day. Getting monkey intelligence buoy as soon as possible so that we can actually get the full coverage of these balloons, because we can't always rely on Jerry's fire for these zebra balloons and the white balloons, and we can't rely on the ice tower for purple balloons all of the time. So we're going to need to cover both of our weaknesses. Speaking of which, there we go. And speaking of which, there we go as well with that. Ka-chink! Bigger radius, jungle drums, primo training. We're going to get ourselves some beautiful mentoring for primary towers very, very soon. Speaking of which, there we go. Now this has a lot more range to it. It didn't have a lot of range to start with, but any additional range to it is a big help for a tower like this. Round 50, another Jerry's fire needed. In update 40, the Super Brittle has been given a huge buff to its attack prowess, so now it's actually be able to do this sort of thing a bit more easily than it would normally do so otherwise. I believe it's the ice shards aspect that have been given a buff. I'm not sure if it's like the explosions of the ice shards themselves, or if it's actually the embrittlement part, or just Super Brittle in general being given a huge buff. But the top half of the ice tower is now much more formidable in its offensive prowess, rather than just being that support tower that enables other towers to do more damage. It now does both departments. Let's now go with a relentless glue. Let's stick to those Moabs, for goodness sakes. And then this one over here, we're going to have as our ceramic staller, let's per se, or very, very soon an ability to be able to deal additional damage to the balloons. People sleep on this middle path glue gunner, for goodness sakes. It is an awesome means of support that people sleep on. We'll get Glue Strike, and then after that we're going to get ourselves some overclocking action on the field. Who remembers when Relentless Glue was even more powerful than it is now? In update 38, it was extremely powerful to where it can also stun BFBs and ZOMGs. Those were the days. The days when this thing was extremely powerful. Not as powerful now, but still is fairly powerful, being able to stun Moabs and DDTs. I think the intention from Ninja Kiwi is so that you can actually stun smaller Mo class balloons in terms of size, rather than like the hierarchy, because sometimes when you set your towers as strong, it targets the DDTs rather than the ZOGs, and that's just because, well, DDTs are a bigger threat than ZOMGs. Round 62, let's stick to those Moabs, fortified ones, and round 63, how can we go on this round? Ooh, a little bit risky, very, very risky. Going in, very risky without safety. Safety being the Glue Strike, and there goes round 63, lovely. Now with Overclock purchase, our next aim is the big abominable snowman himself. Itself? Whatever self. This is a universal world. Some may say, should I buff my ice tower with an alchemist? And I say, if your tower has this kind of range going on, then what chance do you have by supporting this kind of range with an alchemist that will likely steal so many pops? No thank you. The only exception was Pat, but I really needed it on Pat. Yeah, this shows we really do need Jerry's fire. I don't know why my computer once again did that. It's an odd game so far where frames just suddenly drop. Oh, regardless, we need that Jerry's fire. Oh, we didn't even need it for the entirety of a round. Lovely. Sometimes in a 2 Megapops scenario, you are entirely carried by Jerry's fire. But I don't care because it's not a genie bottle encapsulated into a tower, let's just say that. Or the only downside of a genie bottle. Again with that sudden frame drop, what is that? This does never happen. The only drawback to a genie bottle is it only lasts the round it's on and the full next round. Halfway to Super Brittle, hopefully we can get it before round 80. Likely earn about 10k for that round. Could be wrong, but there's a lot of regrow rainbows on that round. I'm actually starting to think that the lag comes from a multiple amount of like gluing and icing stacking on top of one another, because that can happen sometimes when multiple kind of traits can try to stack on top of one another, and that's what causes the frame drops at times. Especially with like the stunning effect of relentless glue, that can sometimes collide with other effects going on throughout the game, and then that can sometimes cause a multiple amount of effects to try and simultaneously occur, and then by that extension can cause frames to drop on the computer, just like that time. Ah yes, round 78. My wonderful friend of so many ceramics, exterminated by the combination of embrittlement and glue strike. Moab glue. We've gone past that point. What about the second half of round 78? We also got this mob to deal, BFB to deal with as well. Not enough pierce or not enough balloons to get for our ranks. Once again, the computer acting a bit weird there with all that. But now we've got the money for the Super Brittle. Excellent. Not even fortified are going to escape my wrath now. My wintry wrath. ZMG, what are you going to do against us? Well, not a huge amount. But again, I think Jerry's fire is still providing the majority of the pops here, considering whatever the Super Brittle is doing. Like, it sometimes does huge damage, but I think it's mainly just down to the Jerry's fire with that increased amount of damage from both Glue Strike and the Super Brittle itself. But regardless, round 81, let's put some better invisibility potion onto our ice tower, which increases its range. Our next call is Call to Arms, and then from there, another tier 5 ice tower. And this one also benefits the Super Brittle, because of the fact upon activation of Absolute Zero, it increases the attack speed of all ice towers on the screen. So it acts as a mini overclock or a mini Call to Arms. Except you don't get all that increase in pierce, you just get the speed aspect. 2 ZOMGs. What are you against us? What you're gonna be is absolute ice cream matter. That's what you're gonna be. Minus the flavor, you're just gonna be the ice pot. There goes the first CMG right there. There goes the second one. I prefer if you just conquer them one at a time, but beggars can't be choosers. Let's go to Call to Arms now. And let's place down our other ice tower. We'll put you down here so we are nowhere near the track. The only drawback of going to tier 5 is that overclock no longer has 100% retention time like it does in tier 4. So that's something you have to keep in mind of when you go to the later rounds. It's timing your overclock so you can use as much usage of it as you possibly can. And the same with Call to Arms as well. Like, you could potentially balance these so that you have Call to Arms active, and then when that becomes inactive on, let's say, the Super Brittle, for example, then you go to a Call to Arms. But for me personally, I prefer to stack both of them so that you can get the maximum effect for both at the same time. Round 89, a whole bunch of fortified Moabs, no issues whatsoever there. It's almost like the fortified feature doesn't really help, but when it comes to these sort of towers, it's like it's only a temporary barrier to my coldness. ZOMGs going down. I repeat, ZOMGs are going down. Keep you within my range for as long as I can. Hopefully we don't need the pickles anytime soon. If so, we'll unleash them around 95 so that we don't have the unfortunate suffering of being at a disadvantage on round 100. But there'll still be around 98 ZMGs. All these things to consider. It's so difficult. This round we should get the absolute zero on. And then we'll think about what we're going to be doing from there. Possibly some sabos, but I do need some money to save up for a spike storm for around 100. Because if you don't have a spike storm or something else that enables you to do that bad damage, then it doesn't matter what you've done up until now. It'll all be for naught if you cannot deal that damage to the bad in order for this to finish it off. Round 94 is... Come on, be done already. Some lingering ceramics. Just what I love to see. Some balloons that could potentially end my run here. What is that? Those are several DDTs, my friend. Let's see. Now that they're all over there, now let's use call to arms with an absolute zero there. Look at it go to town, honestly. DDTs, you are out of commission, my friends. And I forgot to apply the pickles on round 95. You know what? We can do round 98 without it, you know. I know I'm sounding a bit too overconfident, but I believe we can do it. Let's put down a sabo over here so that we can slow some of them down. Slow the balloons down, but not all of the game because there's only one of them on the field. Let's see. Let's do that. Now let's use blue strike. Now there's some of them partially popped. Let's now do one of those. Sometimes I'm really delayed with my commentary, so I say something while it's happened or after it happens. That must make me look really stupid, honestly. Use him now. Thank you. And use that. And it's going absolutely ham with its popping rate. Or fire rate, sorry. What can we do with all three of them activated simultaneously? You will find out very soon. Let's see. Overclock, quarter arms, and absolute zero. Yeah. Fire rate. That is a big thing that we like around here. Deal with the rest of that. That's brilliant. Okay, now round 98. Your shop is now complete. Lovely. Let's put one of them there and... over here? Yeah, we'll cover the exit. We'll cover the exit by putting down our last creepy idol over there. We'll put down a second sabo. We'll put you over here so we don't get that increased attack speed by being next to another shinobi tactic. And we have not been paying attention to what we have been doing, but no matter what new is there on the channel, or some of them are starting to escape. That's not good. I'd be able to catch him on this flip end over here, but I'm not overly confident, especially since some of these ceramics can sometimes do a little bit of an escapey sort of thing. We can't really activate glue strike because then these balloons becomes susceptible to attacks even when they are frozen. Come on now, please. Please put them down already. The issue is Pierce, really. Like, even though we've been given increased Pierce by going deep freeze, it's still not enough to try and contain all of these balloons at times. Call to arms, absolute zero chances of them escaping. We didn't even need to do this with pickles, which was lovely. I am not the biggest fan of pickles at times, and I should have done that the other way around. So absolute zero first, and then the beloved other thing after that. So yes, this round. So let's now go with a... Yep, we'll go with that. We've got just enough money for all of it, actually. Let's see. Call to arms. Use glue strike so they take extra damage. And you know what? We'll hold off on overclock. We don't need to use it. And look at everything that we've got going on here. 4 creepy idols. Only activate absolute zero because it increases the attack speed of our Super Brittle here. That's the bad taken care of. That's 22k pops, but still we're still in retention. But this ZMG has made it very far along the track, or these ZMGs. They're going to be out of our range very soon, which is not good. Don't want to use another Spike Storm. Its usage has now been ill and voided. Gosh, they are really stretching it when it comes to their capabilities against us. Oh, we've got the pops required. Now it's just you know what? We'll just lug them all out. It's not the best that we could possibly do, but it's definitely the 2 Megapops that we were sorting after. But there's probably been, well, most likely be records which are much higher than this, like 2,020,000 or something along those lines. So let's do that and clear up the rest. Oh dear, because of these creepy eyes. You're really delaying this, aren't you? You are really delaying this. Can we do this, please? We definitely did do it. 2,010,000 pops. Sorry, 2,010,000 pops. Oh, 2,010,000 pops. That'd be scary. You'd be walking on a thin wire there. Anyways, folks, that is 2 Megapops with the Super Brittle Ice Tower. Thank you all so much for watching, and let me know what I could have done to improve the scenario throughout this particular challenge. And if you're ever going on to the store at all, please be sure to use my creator support code. That would be thoroughly appreciated. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you all, and take care of yourselves.